That's them all in their suits. It's such a lovely photograph. This is when Paul and Linda came to stay with us in Portugal. I had a Super 8 camera, and you remember how Super 8 works. You did 3-minute films, and then you could put them together and make a longer film. And I had this camera. It was nothing to do with the Beatles, Paul arriving. I did it for the whole holiday, all the people and all my little children. And I took Paul and Linda there, and Linda, who was a photographer, she took some shots as well of me and Paul and the garden. And you're going to, for some reason, they've only taken it, I've given the original of it to the British Library. It's here forever, archive stuff. It lasts about, well, the whole sort of film is me in the house and Margaret and the children. But the bit with Paul and Linda in lasts about 10 minutes, and we're going to watch 3 minutes of it, if they get their ass into gear. Right, that's Paul sitting in my garden. That's Heather. He's just arrived. That's me. Can you see me? And that's Jake. And that's obviously, I'm wearing that. And this is the garden in Praia de Luz. And this is Paul. That's my UMIG camera. Can you see it? And that's Paul. And that's Linda's taking this, being silly. She's doing it upside down. And we're about to go through a gate onto the beach. John was useless with babies and children, but they all adored. Look, she's got it in her mouth, and we're going through the gate onto the beach. This is Linda, and Caitlin, my daughter, is playing silly buggers, and she won't come, and this goes straight onto the beach. This is Linda's doing this, and she's holding it sideways. That's Caitlin saying, I'm not coming, I don't want to go on the beach, I'm not coming. And I'm saying, oh, come on, Caitlin, don't be stupid. That's Jake. Look, Caitlin's hanging around. I said, oh, we're just going on the beach. We're going to, oh, come on, don't be silly. Caitlin's now a novelist, and she's given events and a writer. She's given talks at the British Library. And that's us on the beach. That's the day we're on the beach, and that's where the photograph. And they've been here about a week, and the press from Lisbon have heard the Beatles are here. And they come down, and Paul agrees to give an interview on the beach. And if you look carefully, I think this is the day. There you are. They're recording him. That's a photographer from... This is the press arriving from Lisbon. It's only taken them a week to find out that Paul McCartney is there. And that's my wife, Margaret. That's Jake. I take it back, John. This is the film. And I put it together, and I didn't know how to do it. And Super 8, you glued it together. And if you put two... That's Linda. Can you see Margaret? That's not it. Can you see Margaret's Mary Quant dress, frock? Look, can you see how short it was? That's wild dogs on the... And there's obviously no sound, and that's Paul being interviewed. There's been about 20 books about Paul McCartney coming to Portugal. He went off one evening and he played in the Penina Hotel and played the piano, and that's where we lived. This has never been shown commercially. It's never been on television. It's never been a film. Look, Christmas Day, 1968, Portugal. It's a family archive, but I've given it to the British Library. It's their copyright. It's my copyright because I filmed it on my camera. Right, that's the end.